Hello, welcome back. Brandon Media. Oh, geez, wrong class. What am I talking about? Design elements and principles. Session 3, part B. Let's go over some of our other parts of the assignments that we got. Let's get trucking. So we're on form. Of course, make sure you do your attendance. It's due today at midnight. If you don't do it, you will be marked absent for the course. These are now locked out after the session. Video session 3A is there for you to watch whenever you need to. The form lecture is there. If you also need to reperuse what form is in design. Tuesday's assignments. We have the standard how to build a presentation template and put in your examples, and I did a form examples, and then you have to read the textbook rhythm and balance section, which is, as I talked about, is a little bit of like it's a precursor to what we'll be learning in the second half of the semester. It deals with rhythm and balance and how a piece looks. The balance came in because we were working a little bit on balance with those shape projects. So that's why that's thrown in there. Take a peruse, look through it, tell me what you think, what stands out in the book, what's crazy, what's cool, what do you like, what's starting to generate thoughts in your head, like, how can I get to do that? I want to be able to do something like that. It's all doable. You can do it. Believe in you, just learning it all through time. Today, we're going to go over the form project. Again, it's not tough. Actually, it is tougher. I narrowed this one down to 3 samples and not 6. Though I'm thinking I'm going to start upping it to 6 and really push your brainers. But what we'll do is we'll start with the design practice, okay? So the design practice is, again, we're getting our mindset on using the proper design programs. Coming into this, you may not have ever touched Adobe Illustrator. You may have never touched Adobe InDesign, but by the time you're done with the semester, you will have used both, and you will have created your own design within those. So it is exciting times. Just because you didn't learn it doesn't mean you don't know how to use it. Like you can. We're just going to slowly build on what you need to know. And the stuff we're going to do is just built on what you're learning here. How to move objects, how to place objects, and then how to put in text. And I'll bring you through all those experiences along the way. So it'll be an exciting semester overall. What we're going to do, and you may think like, oh, it's the same thing over and over. Each time we do these, I change a parameter and I make it one step harder, or not everything is given to you. It's all there for you, but not everything is given to you. So in this one, and I'll get this, and I know I see one person, I'm not going to call out the person's names, here with me right now, but I'm going to get 3 emails from students saying, the stuff is missing. I went and I opened it, and the stuff was missing. Oh man, I got to sign in. Oh wait, I should just be able to download. Hope nobody saw my password. Just kidding. 675562. So when you open it, the images are going to be missing. So just like I do with every time, if you are on a PC, you right click and there'll be a thing and it says extract all. You click extract all, you watch where it goes. For a Mac, you just double click on it. It'll open up and we have our links, and then we have our Milton Glaser. So when you open on your computer, it may ask you to find the links. These are the links. And right now, some are going to be missing from the piece. So let's open up Milton Glaser. I'm just going to double click on it. This is an Illustrator file. As I said, we go back and forth, back and forth. Now, when I zoom out, I've got the title, I've got the body copy, I got his photo, but I'm missing the examples. The examples are not here. You need to get the examples and put them in and resize them. Excuse me. Resize them. Something's going on with my healing body and from the flu. So what I'm going to do, and as you see, I'm just, for the new people, this is the select tool up here. The select tool, you grab things, you move around. And in the layers here, again, I'm just playing around. Locking it means I can't do anything on that layer. Like, oh, the photo. Oh, I want to move it. I can't move it. Oh, because it's locked. But now I can move it. And then you can turn off and on eyeballs if I want to see something. It doesn't delete it. It just removes that layer of glass. Each one of these is a layer of glass stacked on top of each other. And then you can rearrange the layers of glass. And then you can like slide it out for a second so I don't see it. And then you slide it back in. But everything stayed on the piece of glass where it was. And then I can lock it. And that means like now with another layer of glass on top, I can't reach it. But I can now grab through all the pieces of glass and move things as needed. So think of them as like pieces of glass. They're layered up. Now, as I said, the examples are missing. So what I want you to do is lock all the layers except for examples. Make sure you can see the eyeball, but there's eyeball, blank, and then examples. Everything else should be locked. Now I'm going to go to File and Place. When we want to, the proper way, there is more than one way in order to, you can get a picture into a document. The main way is called placing. We place the image. Some programs you import, but for Adobe, it's called place. You want to place the image. What are you going to do? I want to place an image in here. It's just the way we talk, and I think that's why they use that term. We wouldn't say it comes from when we were hand doing these. We would literally take a photograph and place it by hand on top of a paste up, it's called. So we would place it. It is terms that are used in graphic design. And that's why. So I want to place the other images in there. So what I do, again, I go to File, Place. And I'm going to place the image, but I need to find my Milton Glaser, right? And then the links. And what I want to place is example 1, 2, and 3. Now, to make things simple, I'm going to click on example 1. I'm going to hold down Shift. See, I'm holding down Shift down there as my shift shows up. And then I'm going to click on example 3. This is going to allow me to place all 3 images at the same time. I'm going to hit place, and then this comes up. I don't have 2 cursors to point, but if you look from left to right, in the top little corner of that icon that's moving, you'll see a little arrow with a box with 3 little images in there. That icon just simply states that I am now holding 3 pictures. And how do I know it's 3? That 1/3. The 1 shows the picture number 1, which is I'm seeing, but there's 3 total. And when I click, it will place the image right where I click. So I'm going to click once, and it placed the I Heart New York. Milton Glaser is the one who designed I Heart New York. Never got paid for it. I'm going to, now as you can see, that icon shows multiple things, but 1 of 2 are left. Ooh. So I'm going to click again, and I'm going to click for the last one, 1 of 1. Now these are way too big. And so what I want to do is zoom out. So zoom out is Command or Control minus. And I'm going to do it with my shortcut key. And these are all too big. You look at where they need to fit. I need to make them all smaller. One way I do that to speed up the process is I would, and you get very good at this over time. This is your first time. You can grab all of them at the same time. So I clicked and I'm dragging through all 3 images. Then I'm going to go to the corner and I'm going to hold down Shift. If you do not hold down Shift, you are doing it wrong. You hold down Shift and you make them smaller. You can always go too small because you can always make them bigger. I make them maybe a little bit smaller so then I can work with each one, bring it into where I need it, and then resize it there. So I made them smaller because to me this is more comfortable. Then when I go and I zoom in, which you can do with View, Zoom In, or Command Plus. Now the other thing, if I haven't mentioned it, I need to move around the area. I'm going to hold down my space bar and click and drag. So if I hold down the space bar, I'm going to zoom out really far. What that does is there's my artboard and all my artwork around it. But I can move my view however I want by holding down the space bar, clicking and dragging. Why? It's not super useful out here, but if I zoom in really close to something, because I'm looking for detail, it allows me to say, I can put in the I Heart New York and then hit the space bar and then see the Wine Spectator label. And I don't have to zoom in and zoom out. So that is another excellent way to navigate around your workspace. Now I'm going to click, I'm on the Select tool, which will allow me to grab those items. And I'm going to grab I can see the I Heart New York, and I'm going to grab and pull it. I'm not resizing, and I got it here, and I'm going to hold on the space bar, and I'm going to click and drag to move everything over. Now I'm going to go again, grab the I Heart New York, and I'm going to look for a corner right here. I can see the corner. I can see my corner, and I'm going to line them up. Very nice and neat. And then I'm going to go down to this corner, and I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to make it the correct size. Boom. And then what we will do is make everything else based off of I Heart New York. Now, like I said, I'm not going to zoom out. I want to be zoomed in because it helps me see. It gives me very good detail. I can see exactly where things are. I'm going to take the space bar. I'm pushing down on the space bar, and I'm clicking and dragging. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm still on that Select tool, and I'm going to grab Wine Spectator. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I can see the corner up here. There's a little pixel difference in shade. I'm going to line that one up. And then I'm going to go down to this corner, and I'm going to hold down Shift. This is what I was talking about. When you hear me talk about how you need to design with 2 hands, this is why. You're holding down Shift while I'm clicking and dragging, and it becomes extremely hard to do if you're using a trackpad. Now I'm getting everything lined up perfect. This and this, these are lined up perfectly with each other. They're looking great. And then I got to put in that last piece. Well, I'm pretty zoomed in, and I need to fit the last piece down here. So I'm going to zoom out, but I'm going to use my key commands, Command or Control minus. Again, I stumble on the PC one. I don't have a PC keyboard in front of me, but I use a PC at home, and I just know my hand just goes to the right key, no matter where I'm at. It's muscle memory and using something. Just think of, I don't know, some of the crap you can do on your phone that your hand just knows exactly how to just do it. You're flying across with your thumb on that keyboard. It's just the same. You don't need to really look at it. That's what you're going to get to when you work with design and using shortcuts. So like I said, I zoomed out. Now I can see the full Mad Men. And I'm going to do that space bar, grab, grab, grab. Make sure I'm on select. I'm going to move it over. Sometimes if you go over far enough, hit that ruler, it'll jitter and kind of get you closer. But sometimes the computer doesn't love it. And then it's did that thing or it switched my library. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I have found it to become more and more jittery these days. And then I'm going to put this Mad Men image here. I'm putting it in that corner. And then I'm going to grab this corner. I'm going to hold down Shift. And I'm going to make it the right size. And I'm looking from left to right to bottom. So it's locked in there. Now I see a problem. And I hope you see it too. iHeart New York is behind. So just like we talked about, the layers have layers in them, which are little more pieces of glass stacked. And so we can rearrange those as well. But what you can do is, all I have to do is be clicked on just this Mad Men. And in my properties panel, I'm going to go to arrange, click on it, and I want to send that to the back. What does that mean? I want that to be the lowest piece of glass. And then you just hit send to back. There are quick keys for that as well, but I never know them. I think it's because it's 3-year. And you can do that up here. I'm selected on that. I can go to object, arrange, send back to back. It's a 3-year. It's shift command bracket. Oh, and the reason I don't use it is because it's shift command bracket, which are on opposite sides of the keyboard. And for me, that's disconcerting. And I actually would rather just not do it. You find out which quick keys you can use, but if you're taking your both hands off to go to the keyboard, I don't think it's worth it. But if it's a key command you can do with one hand and keep one hand, moving, I think that's better. So that's how we rearrange. And then now the rest is just like you have done in the past. I can hit fit the screen, which is Command or Control 0. And now let's put in the other parts. Milton Glaser. And then I'm going to use the arrow keys. Get that looking really good. I got the picture of Milton. Put that right there. And the information about Milton. We get that nicely arranged. And then I'm going to make sure, well, this is a template. This doesn't show, but I can turn that off. And then I will save it as the instruction state. Make sure you do read over instructions. What is this popped up? Save the project as an AI file. I should actually write this as to export for submission. I want to see both the AI file and the PDF file. If you are only submitting one, you're not submitting enough, because I need to be able to see that you have moved it, you have done the layers and whatnot. To save as, it's just simply file, save as. And it saves it as a file. And then the other one, as we've been talking, I need to start changing my verbiage and being a little more consistent, is we do export as. We can do a PDF, and then we export the PDF. And there's a little bit of instructions in there to teach you that. Let's see what they say. We want the smallest file size checked and unchecked. What does that mean? We go to here, We go to smallest file size. We go to marks and bleeds. Nothing's checked. Oh, the other one is to check view PDF after saving. This always blows my mind that you're supposed to have that checked. Yet when people upload stuff and I see errors, I'm like, you didn't even look at your PDF. I can see them. And there's the PDF, all beautiful and designed out. And that's how you do that one. So this week, you are learning how to place and size images in Illustrator. All right. I don't need to save that. If you have questions, again, we're walking through it. You're using Illustrator for the projects. So you're kind of already understanding this. We're just trying to increase it. So, all right. So the next thing we're going to do is the projects. Excuse me. Thank you. I want us to create form within the design space that we have. I want you to make the composition square appear to have form, but you are restricted to using black, 50% gray, and white only. All right, that's all you can do. So you're going to open up the document, you'll look at it. Again, please, I'm going to remind everybody now. You save to your AI and your PDF, upload both for the submission, and don't forget your peer reviews. Get a better grade. So I'm going to download my assignment here. I'm going to just double click on it, and I'm going to look at the two examples that I have created in which you would turn off examples, turn off this one, your artwork here. The colors are wrong. I don't know why. Got to fix that. Oh, I could, why don't I do that now? I'm going to do that now, and then when I'm done with this, I'll re-upload. Nobody will even really notice the difference. And then I want your artwork here. I double click on it, make that green. All right, so my examples, super simple. File save. Super simple. I made a black rectangle and a gray trapezoid, and it kind of makes it feel like you're walking into a space in that square. On this one, I made a square, and then I made a gray piece to fill it in to kind of like, is that square coming at me? Is it going backwards? I wanted to have some fun. And it's only black and gray. Now, how do we get these weird shapes? Let's talk about that. We go into the shape tool, and if I draw a square, and I want to make sure, this is the one thing that I talk about. There's a square. My first thing is make sure there's no stroke. None of your drawing squares, rectangles, stars, or anything should have a black line around it. Make sure you always turn that off. It's not needed. It's a distraction. And it just like, we don't need to outline our stuff. I don't need a black outline on my gray boxes. Don't do it. It looks cleaner. It looks more professional. We're going for profesh. So I'm going to delete that. I made a white box. Fill, no stroke. Now I'm going to copy and paste. I use my quick keys, just like copying and pasting that you've been learning from the beginning of time. Copy, paste. Just start to learn it. Look it up, learn it. You should be doing copy and paste on a keyboard 7,000 times a day. Like I don't know when I'm not copying and pasting stuff. So now I have a white box. For this box, I'm going to make a gray box. And when I say 50% gray, down here, already pre-primed for me are colors. And I'm going to go to this one. I think this is 50%. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Or it's 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And I could double check it here and it says 50%. So it's that box right above purple on this rainbow. Boop, boop, boop. And then I can copy and paste and I'll make a black box. And that's just this. And these are your color that you can use. And you can, to help you, once you have these three set up, just have them off to the side and know whenever you draw a shape, you can use the eyedropper to change that color. Now let's start altering some shapes. I have a square. Oh, and that looks really good. And I'm going to zoom in. Now on this square, if I click the select tool, I can, of course, make it shorter, make it skinnier. I can do both at the same time, right? I can also switch what I want to do as well, how I want to change it, by going to this one, and it's called the direct select tool, A. V for select, A. Now what that allows me to do is grab what there are as anchor points. Now, what I find easiest is when you are about to do this, you switch to the direct select, you can click off, and then you go over and it'll relight up and it'll show you in magenta, really small, it says anchor. And if I move over, it says path. See that really tiny anchor? That means if I click and drag on that anchor, I can move just that one point wherever I want. All right. So, and then once it's selected, you can start to move anything you want. So there's a weird like built-in rule, mathematically, some algorithm that if this starts selected in the select format, the big select where you just move it and do general changes, that once you move to this, you have to reselect your object using the direct select tool, and then that shape knows that you are going to make changes using just the direct select. So because of that, I can also, if it says path, see that? I'm going up, path. Oh, path. Oh, why is it not doing it? Path. So if you get stuck, just click off the area, go back to it, and then I can click that line. And that line can now move. Or I can go to the anchor point and move that anchor point. Or I can go to that line and move the line. I want you to play around. So draw a perfect square. Click on direct select, click off, and then find a point and click once. And then move it. Find the path, click once, move it, and just start to click and move and see how you can adjust these things to get what you want. The square is like the easiest one to manipulate. The circle, you can do it. So I'll do the same thing. I can grab the path. It gets a little weird because in this class, we haven't learned the Bezier curves yet. If you're an illustrator, you're learning it, but you can grab these points and you can do all weird stuff with a circle. And it's all about take 5 minutes and experiment. You know, like that's part of the process. Like, oh, what if I do this? What if I do that? It's curiosity makes you stronger as a designer rather than just being like, I just took a square, I did exactly what I said. Like play around, like see what you can do. I can do the same thing with this. Clicked off, clicked on, and I'm gonna be like, whoop. Like even just doing that, it feels like this has dimension. So just doing that, and if I were to draw another octagon, hexagon, oh, this is gonna look good. Oh, all right, you're gonna see the magic happen. Now, can you see? Can you see the man? I can pick. I'm gonna go to the eyedropper, and that item is selected because it's in green. If I hit the gray, oh, that sort of looks like it's going back. And then I put that into my composition, you know, and then I have this cool, and seriously, that just came. It just happened. You know, the idea is like, what can you do? Well, if you draw a triangle, and now it draws it in the color that you were last on, and you can always just change that if you want. I'm going to go back. I'm going to pull this little thing here. Remember we talked about how you can make your shapes? Now I have this shape. And what if I'm going to copy and paste it. I want the exact same shape. I was trying to think of what color. I want to do, this will be gray. Now we got all those pieces of glass. I want to send this one backwards. Arrange. Send it back. I'm going to move it over, but not all the way. I still want to be able to see the tip of the iceberg there. Then I'm going to grab this, just that tip. So I went from select tool, turned it off, direct select, found the tip, click and drag, and then I'm going to be like, whoa. Go back to the select tool. Then I move this over, and I'm going to hold down shift. There we got something. Look at your world. Create a little space. You can create a space within the space. And that's what I did here. And there's a lot of ways to do that. If we divide the space up, I'm going to draw, and I can go past. I'm going to draw a rectangle like this. Plenty of room to go as far as I want. Then I'm going to draw another rectangle like this. But I want this one to be black. So I'll go over here and I'll click on black. Now I want to add an angle. So I'm just kind of thinking of how I want to do this. And I'm on the select tool. And then I'm going to do that to that. And then I'm going to take the direct select tool and I'm going to take this point and pull it. I'm going to hold down shift and I'm going to get it to there. So then I just created an angle. I held down shift so it stayed in line and I moved only one anchor point. Kind of crazy. So see what you can do using shape. Experiment with shape. You can use white, 50% gray, and black and create a space. Show me what it would look like going back in space. We talked about this in another way. What if I do this? I can just do rectangles. This is my last one. I want to, and this is using arrange and color. So I'll do copy, paste. Oh, come on. There we go. And I'm going to just make one, but I'll make this one a little bit smaller and higher up. And I'm going to make another one. It's going to be a little bit smaller, higher up. And I'll make I want one more. And I want them overlapping. I'm going to grab all of them. I'm going to kind of fit them to the box nicely. If I do all the way to here, see, I'm looking at like how much gap is there, how much gap is there. That's pretty good. And then I want everything to be equally spaced. And so under a line, these 3 dots, I'm going to distribute spacing. So what did I do? In your properties panel with everything selected, and I want, it's going to lock this one, it locks this one, but it'll clean up these 2 and make them distributed. So boop, boop, boop. This one, I have to go a little bit smaller on this one. And then if I do like this, I'll change it to black. This one, black. Oh, this one to black. And then these 2, I want gray. This isn't the best example in the world. And I'm going to go to, I grab these 2. This happened to something else. Like now it's like, why isn't arrange coming up? But you can go to object, arrange, send to back. Oh. Arrange, bring forward. They got lost. They're there. I just have to find out where they are. They're there. And so it may look like these are stepping back. I should probably do a more extreme, you know, like setup, like because in the distance they get something happened. My key commands aren't working. Maybe even like that. So play around, figure out how you can make that space work for you and make it look like it has some dimension. Any questions? All right. Remember, the mid-session project review, use it. If you have any doubt, use the mid-session project. Send it to me. I'll write you back right away. Hey, why don't you try this instead? Let's look at this. It's a way to really accelerate and get better pieces done. The one thing is I always say, don't at 6 o'clock the night before it's due is not a good time to then ask me, how does it look? I've checked out. I know you're like, but I'm doing my homework now, right before it's due. I'm like, I've checked out for that day. I don't have to work anymore. I'm not like gonna rush to check on your stuff. So usually, you know, before 6 on that day is usually a good hit. So use it. I want to be able to help you and make sure you're getting it 100% correct. So, all right, you know how to reach me. If you run into any problems, again, remember when you do the Design Practice 03, at least three people will email me, the images are missing. And I will have to say, you didn't watch the video, and then they'll come back. So now you know, take care, have a great weekend, and looking forward to next week already. Next week is color. All right, take care. Bye-bye.